Broad Street Station, once a jewel in the heart of London's rail network, opened its doors in 1865 as a response to the booming rail demands of the capital. Built by the London and North Western Railway, LNWR, it became a vital terminal linking the city to the industrial heartlands of the north. In its heyday, Broad Street was the epitome of Victorian grandeur, boasting elegant architecture and handling thousands of passengers daily. This station, with its 7 platforms, was more than just a stop on a journey. It was a gateway that connected London to the rest of the country. In the early years, Broad Street flourished, a bustling terminal that connected commuters to and from the City of London. Located just next to Liverpool Street Station, it served as a major hub for people travelling from the northern suburbs and beyond. It saw huge amounts of passenger and freight traffic, and at one point, it was the 3rd busiest station in London. The station was central to the economic growth of the surrounding area, playing a significant role in the rapid urbanisation and industrialisation of London's East End. But Broad Street's fortunes began to wane by the mid-20th century. The expansion of London's underground network, particularly the development of lines that could bypass Broad Street entirely, meant fewer passengers needed to travel through the station. Additionally, post-war shifts in transportation, with the growing reliance on buses, cars, and the underground, began to overshadow the station's importance. The decline was gradual but noticeable. Fewer and fewer services used Broad Street, and its once bustling platforms became eerily quiet. By the 1960s and 1970s, Broad Street was a shadow of its former self. British Rail, which managed the station after the nationalisation of the railways, had little incentive to keep it running efficiently. The beaching cuts of the 1960s, a series of reductions in rail services across the country, also led to reduced services at Broad Street. It wasn't long before the station became synonymous with neglect and decay. The grandeur of its Victorian architecture faded into the background as fewer passengers passed through its doors, and its upkeep was deprioritised. One of the main factors in Broad Street's decline was its location. While initially advantageous due to its proximity to the financial heart of London, as the city developed, other transportation hubs like Liverpool Street Station took on more importance. Broad Street became increasingly isolated from the main flow of commuter traffic. Compounding this, the freight services that had once been essential to the station's operations were drastically reduced, further diminishing its relevance. The final blow came in 1986, when Broad Street was officially closed. After years of disuse and disrepair, the station, once a symbol of London's railway might, was demolished to make way for redevelopment. The land was repurposed for the Broadgate business complex, which now occupies the site. This transition from a public transport hub to a financial centre marked a stark contrast to the station's once vital role in connecting communities across the country. Despite its closure, Broad Street hasn't completely faded from memory. Its tracks and arches were repurposed in part for the modern London Overground, which opened in 2010. This new line breathes some life into the old routes, linking sections of track that once fed into Broad Street. Additionally, parts of the station's history have been preserved in various ways. A war memorial that stood at the station, dedicated to railway workers who lost their lives in World War I, was relocated and rededicated at Hoxton Station, a reminder of the station's enduring legacy. Even in its abandonment, Broad Street found other uses. The station's remnants were featured in music videos and films, including Paul McCartney's Once Upon a Long Ago, as the decaying station provided a hauntingly atmospheric backdrop. Its old platforms and arches, though neglected, became icons of a bygone era. The space continued to linger in the memories of those who used it, symbolising the passage of time and the evolution of the city. Looking forward, it's unlikely that Broad Street will ever be revived in its original form. However, the area it once occupied has found new life through redevelopment, and the overground line that now runs close to where the station stood ensures that its legacy remains intertwined with London's ongoing transport story. The spirit of Broad Street lives on, albeit in different ways, a mix of nostalgia for what once was and hope for what might come next. In the end, Broad Street's story is a reflection of the broader changes in London's transportation landscape. Its rise, decline, and eventual disappearance serve as a poignant reminder of the shifting needs of a city constantly evolving. Though forgotten by many, those who remember the station will always recall the importance it once held, a testament to the ever-changing nature of urban life.